Action. Hi guys. So I got this idea when I was doing summer work, and I thought, yeah, this is interesting if I do it right, so I'm going to do it right. And this will be my evolution of my music taste since I was a wee bab, 4 years old. So let's start there. I was a weird kid. I mean, when you're 4, you haven't really found yourself. You're just like this tiny little thing. My mom was the one to give me most of my experience with music, and my favorite band, this is gonna sound really weird, my favorite band was Red Hot Chili Peppers. Like, I was dead set on that. More than a year. It was a long time. I was obsessed with the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I would listen to all their music in the car. I would yell at someone if they changed the station while they were on the radio. I would watch their music videos for fun, which is not a good idea when you're 4 or 5 years old. And that was it. I remember this scenario. I was in daycare and we had pajama day. And while all the other little girls were in their feety pajamas or their, like, really cute printed pajamas, I regretted this so hard the day after. But I was like, yes, this is I'm gonna wear for pajama day. I wore this giant Red Hot Chili Peppers shirt. It has all of them on it shirtless. You've probably seen it in some of my videos. I still own that. I still wear it. And I had that shirt and sweatpants. I was like, yeah, this is what I wear to bed. This is what I want to do. And then I got there and I was like, wow, these kids think I'm weird as hell. I didn't think that because I was 4. But I got compliments from the teachers. They were like, oh, I like that band. And I was like, I'm an old lady. But, you know, I don't regret it now because I was like, I was a cool ass kid. That obsession lasted me, I think, 4 years until I finally started to be influenced by people other than my parents. Before that, I would usually say, yeah, my favorite bands are Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Red Hot Chili Peppers. I was like, I'm cool. I know these bands. I know their songs. And then when I got to elementary school, I would be influenced plenty by my peers. I mean, before that, I kind of listened to Avril Lavigne, and my little daycare mates liked her a lot, but I didn't really pay attention until elementary school. I was into Avril Lavigne and Kelly Clarkson. They were my heroes. And Hannah Montana. But who wasn't into Hannah Montana at that age? That's who I had listened to for, I think, a year. Like, when I was 7 years old, I would listen to Red Hot Chili Peppers, Avril Lavigne, and Kelly Clarkson. And I was fine with that. I used to buy Avril Lavigne's clothing line called Abby Dawn. That's not around anymore, is it? I hope not. It was bad. And then at 8 is when I finally started getting into my own music, and I wasn't influenced by anyone. I was super into Paramore. I've told this story a billion times, but I watched Twilight, bought the Twilight soundtrack, and loved both of their songs on it. And I was like, I like this band. She's well, I didn't say female fronted. I said, oh, it's a girl singer. That's cool. And then that's when I first started, like, using the computer. I mean, I didn't have a Facebook until I was, like, 11, but I would use the computer. I would Google Paramore videos on YouTube when YouTube was, like, a small little site where you could watch music videos sometimes, and they wouldn't have it on Vivo channels. They'd have it on, like, the actual band's YouTube channel. And I watched all their music videos a billion times. I knew every single word to every single song. No one knew who they were when I was 8 years old either. Like, I would say, oh, I like Paramore, and I got my first Paramore shirt that I still own. And I would only listen to Paramore until I think I was, like, 11 or 12 years old. Like, Paramore, Avril Lavigne, Kelly Clarkson, Red Hot Chili Peppers. I was building my music taste. I wasn't getting rid of anything. But Paramore was, like, #1 most of that time. And then I joined Instagram. I don't regret that, per se. I can't believe it's all on the internet. I deleted so many of my old posts, but when I was 12, I joined Instagram. I made a lot of friends, and I followed a lot of band accounts that liked Paramore, but they were also talking about the bands Panic! At the Disco, My Chemical Romance. So when I was 12, I was like, I don't listen to these people. I should listen to these people. However, I listened to Panic! At the Disco on my own because of Pandora. This was, like, right before I joined Instagram. Because I was on Paramore's Pandora channel. And 9 in the Afternoon came on, and I was like, I like this song. So I bought Pretty Odd. Hated the rest of that album, but I listened to 9 in the Afternoon and That Green Gentleman all the time. Those were my jams. And then I started Instagram, and I found the rest of their albums, and I bought the rest of their albums, like, on iTunes or physical copies, and I was obsessed with them. And then I started following accounts that liked Panic! At the Disco, and they also liked My Chemical Romance. So I was like, okay, sure. Didn't like them as much as Panic! At the Disco, but still bought most of their albums, either physical or on iTunes, and I knew every word to every song on every album except for Bullet. I loved that band. They were, like, I connected with their songs and stuff, because I was an emo fuck, you know? Yeah. So after that I got into All Time Low, and then Fall Out Boy, and then, like, the rest of the emo bands, like Blink-182, Green Day. I mean, I knew who Green Day was, and I knew who Blink-182 was before that, but, like, I started listening to their songs. I still have albums that I don't listen to, and that lasted about a year and a half. Well, end of 2013 to 2014. Then came the clique. Yeah, the clique. The 21 Pilots fandom. When it wasn't a scary mess. I went to see 21 Pilots at the tiniest fucking venue ever, and I loved them. They were great, and they made me cry, and I was like, this is what good music is. Blah. I still do like 21 Pilots, I just can't stand the fandom, and Blurryface is not a great album, but that was it. 2014 was the year of 21 Pilot. 2.5? And just went to every show I could. I still do that. Like, I've seen 6 of their shows. I was obsessed. I wouldn't listen to anything else. I mean, I dabbled in every other band that I had mentioned before. But, like, other than that, it was 21 Pilots. And then there was, like, this weird phase where I tried to be pop punk. I think this was more towards the end of 2013. I'm, like, switching back and forth. But, like, I would try to listen to things like The Story So Far, The Wonder Years, We Are the In Crowd, Tonight Alive. Bands that I don't really care for anymore. Bands that don't stand out to me, music-wise. They could be great people. They could produce wonderful music that a lot of people like. It's just not for me. I said I loved these bands. I didn't. I know I didn't. Me, as a 14-year-old, saying I like those bands was bullshit. Like, you can go watch my old videos where I talked about them. I was lying to you. So that lasted 6 months before I was like, fuck it. I don't care. And 2014 was the year of 21 Pilots. 2015 was very dry for me. Like, I started getting really into Paris, but that was it. Like, their album came out late 2014. 2015, I listened to Paris a lot. I listened to 21 Pilots a lot. Listened to Paramore a lot, and that was, like, it. I totally grew out of Panic at the Disco for the year. That was it. I was done. Now it's 2016, halfway through, and I've totally lost touch with, like, a certain genre. I will listen to legit anything. My favorites right now, Watsky's new album just came out, and I'm seeing him in October. That album's a masterpiece. Like, I love Watsky. I've liked Watsky for like a year and a half, but again, I didn't really get into him until this year. My favorite songs, like in general, from any artist, Talking to Myself by Watsky, Be Your Shadow by the Wombats. I've listened to a lot of Florence and the Machine. Broods is really cool. I like their stuff. I think it's a band. A Wonder. A lot of indie stuff that a lot of people just kind of frown upon. And then I got totally into Panic at the Disco again, and I hate myself for it. Like, I watched their 2 concert documentaries. Big mistake. That's what got me back into them when Olivia visited from Montreal. And I still listen to Paramore because Paramore is my favorite band of all time. But if you recommend any song to me from any artist, I'll most likely listen to it unless it was one of the pop punk bands that I mentioned before. But I'm more open to everything. I will not judge people based on their music taste anymore. That was something I did when I was younger. Like, I thought that was a valid way to judge people. It's fucking not. And I feel really bad for ever doing that and hurting people's feelings or seeming like a pretentious motherfucker. Like, if you go back in my old videos, I was pretentious as fuck. Like, I dissed One Direction, and now I'm like, bitch, One Direction is the shit. I will listen to Big Time Rush. I don't care. I like jamming. I mean, lyrics don't mean as much as they used to. Like, I won't get lyrics tattooed on me at this point. I mean, I'll get, like, a poem tattooed on me. Sure, if I really like it still. I'd like to think that I've grown since I was 4. I mean, I have physically. But, like, since I was 12 years old, I've become more understanding and more accepting of music, and that makes me feel really good about myself. So right now, my favorite artists are Watsky, Paramore, and Panic at the Disco. Ooh! And Walk the Moon. I really like Walk the Moon. I got into them, like, last year with my friend Caitlin. We went camping and we jammed to them and Blurryface. That was a fun time. Shout out to Caitlin. Hi, Caitlin. Thank you for watching this extremely rambly video, because I had this idea. If you want to check out some more of my content, go ahead. Hit me up. I read a lot of angsty poetry. All original, by the way. It's my stuff. Bye, guys. I'm very sweaty. Hi. It's not gonna go well. There's going up. Hi. I was really obsessed with my who? I got hair in my mouth. That was the best take ever. Then came the Click. Saw them twice. Met them. How many times have I met them? I'm doing this with my hands a lot. I'm sorry. Something. And now I love music of all kinds. So hit me up with some songs. My voice just cracked. I'm a 12-year-old boy. And I will see you later. Bye! What the fuck? That was the most, like, scene thing I've ever done.